Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome to the mini channel. And this is gonna be an interesting video. Also, a request from one of our viewers here. So a while ago, I had you guys like comment and tell me about some videos that I should do. And this was actually requested such a long time ago. I actually forgot about it. I do apologize for this. But this is gonna be regarding SMT5. Now, a while ago, I did 5 things that I wanted to see on Persona 6, and I did the same thing for other, wish lists and kind of stuff like that. And I think it's about time I do the same thing for SMT5, because SMT5 has been on development for a few years now, and we know that it's coming at some point. We don't have any release dates or any trailers or anything like that. So here are 5 things that I would like to see on Shin Megami Tensei 5, particularly things that I want as far as improvements and modifications, stuff like that. Honestly, there's a lot of stuff that I would like to see, but I caught myself thinking that this felt almost like my wish list for something like Persona 5. And I was like, well, there are a lot of things that I would like to see here and in Persona 6 as well. But the more I thought about this, the more I was writing for this video and everything, I ended up thinking, man, a lot of this stuff, I'm comparing it to Persona 5. I don't want that. I don't want this to be a comparison video, because on its own right, Persona 5 or Persona series is different from SMT, and I think that the shift in tone really makes it for different games, and I wanted to see separately, because that's how you can enjoy both series at the same time. If you think of it about the same series, and all of the series have a different tone and everything like that, it really bogs down the experience to it. So thinking them of just separate series within the same universe or something like that, that's the most enjoyable way for me. Anyway, for here are my 5 things. I want to start number 1, and this is one thing that I really liked about Persona 5 in particular, that I want all SMT games or Persona games in the future to be like, and that is the handcrafted dungeon exploration that they did for Persona 5. In Persona 5, all these dungeons were completely handcrafted. They were specifically guided, and they were really detailed, and a lot of the stuff that they did is they added a lot of dungeon exploration to it, and that's what I want for SMT5. Not in the same sense, because I don't want another phantom thief sneaking kind of thing or anything like that, but I feel like the dungeons felt really well made and elaborate, and they had puzzles and that kind of stuff, and it just felt like they were in a really good direction. They weren't perfect. There were a lot of things that I didn't like about them, like a lot of the puzzles were extremely annoying. So for SMT5, I just want them to work a little bit more on the dungeons. I think the dungeons on SMT4 were a little bit lackluster, especially the first couple ones at the beginning of the game felt kind of a little bit kind of like on the okay kind of side, not really detailed or anything like that. And I think with the amount of people that Atlas has been hiring and the amount of money they have been having, I think there's a good time for them to actually develop the dungeon aspect of the RPG SMT5. Anyway, at number 2, this is a mechanic that has been ongoing on the series since forever, I feel. It's a big mechanic, has been integrated on pretty much all the games, and this is the moon phase mechanic. In Persona will be like the calendar mechanic with a weather system or whatever. It works similar. So basically, in certain days, you have bonuses on whether it's on the demon fusion or on the aspect of when you're in the dungeon crawl and this stuff like that. So the moon phase affects kind of like whether you find stronger enemies or whether you can catch additional stuff or anything like that, and it's a really good thing. However, I feel like Persona 4 particularly and Persona 5 have improved on this, because not only does it affect depending on the moon phase, but it also has something to do with the weather or whether there's like a pollen season or things like that. And I feel like that was a really neat idea, because it made you pay more attention what's going on what day. Should I go to the dungeon this day because there's things going on that day, and so on. And I feel like there's been a big improvement on that in Persona, so I want that to be here as well. Maybe not in the sense of the calendar system, because the calendar system only works in Persona because of the school schedule and that kind of stuff like that, but something that is more dynamic in a sense. Maybe the weather is sporadic. You don't know when it's gonna rain, you don't know when the things are gonna happen, and that makes you kind of plan for it in like a sense where you have to look at the weather or something like that. and you have additional stuff. I think that that's pretty cool, and that will give it more of a live feeling. I think they will feel more active and everything like that. I don't know exactly how it will work out or anything like that. I'm not particularly in the programming side or anything, but I do believe that the mechanic has been really well implemented on the game so far. Like it's a staple of the series, but it can be spec'd out a little bit and maybe improved a little bit on it. And number 3, this one is more on the side of, if you guys remember, SMT4 didn't have that because of the limitations on the software, but the previous SMT games, including some of the other spin-off series, had this where you can kind of explore around the city. And in the previous SMT games, it was basically a layout of the city, and then your little avatar just kind of moves around. And I think SMT5 didn't have that just because of the constraints of the system they were doing it on the 3DS. But this one I would like kind of like an open world hub area kind of thing. Now hear me out here before you go like, I don't want an open world or whatever. I mean more like Persona 5. You have these different cities that you can explore and you can fully walk on them. That's what I mean. I don't mean like full on Japan and you can walk around or whatever. I just mean like small hub areas where you can buy it and walk around and explore and talk to people and that kind of stuff. In that sense, I really like the way they did in Persona 5. Tokyo was extremely detailed, and if you've ever been to Tokyo in any of those cities or any of those areas, they are really close to the real thing, and they really feel like that. And I like that a lot because it had a sense of authenticity, but also a sense of exploration. And I wonder, what is in this store? What is in this store over here? Oh, I can find games over here, or DVDs that I can rent or whatever. I can buy books over here and that kind of stuff. And that adds a sense of exploration, and it just feels really well, you know, like where you can really go anywhere. And this is already things that it already happened on SMT. In the previous SMT games, you could explore around the city. It was just in a layout where it wasn't really enjoyable, and it was kind of hard to walk around and kind of hard to find things and everything like that. So having a more open world type of thing where you can kind of walk around and everything will be awesome. I think it will be a really welcomed upgrade to the series and everything like that. On that sense, I would like to be able to customize my character a little bit more, or even find things to customize your character within the universe and stuff like that, even if it's like weapons and that kind of stuff. I would like that a lot more. SMT4 did a pretty good job on the exploration of the city in like a first person kind of perspective kind of ish, but I would like a little bit more an open area kind of thing. I think that it's been an improvement since previous game, but I think I'm improving it further now that we have the Switch, which is a really strong console overall, I think. Anyway, moving on to number 4. This is the alignment and how it works and everything like that. I think that it's pretty good. I don't think it's bad at all, but I think that more choices, more endings, more things to do and everything like that will be really welcomed. This is an issue that I have with Persona as well. Not really an issue, but I think that I want them to improve, because you can have the different alignments, whether it's chaotic or whatever. And I feel like in a sense, I would like to have more choices and more things that you can really have a say on and everything, and have more things. You know, if you look at the RPG type, whether it's like good or neutral or whatever, but there's like all these different choices you can make and everything like that. Come up by different endings based on some of your choices and everything. I would like that a lot. They're already doing this with the Catherine series, where you have all these different endings that you can get based on all these choices and everything like that. And all the endings can be really crazy and pretty funny, but some of them are pretty serious, and they bring a lot to the story and everything. So multiple ending kind of things with more elaborate things, it will be really welcomed. I don't know how they will do it again. I'm not a programmer or anything like that, so I don't know how much that will change the actual gameplay and storytelling for SMT. So this is kind of like on the lower end of my priorities kind of thing. Like, it'll be cool, but I don't know how it will work out really well. And then on my number 5 is this is kind of more of a thing that I've grown used to with Persona, and that's the fully voice acted scenes and everything like that. I think it's about time that we get a fully voice acted SMT game, and Persona isn't actually fully voice acted. There's a lot of parts where you don't actually hear the voices or anything like that, but most of the major story parts and major elements you do get voice acting, and maybe something like that will be cool. I know voice acting in Japan can be pretty expensive. I know that for sure, and I know that some characters is just harder to, like, I understand it. It's a whole process and everything like that. It will be more money, but SMT5 is a game that we've waited for so long, and I just want it to be as good as possible. And I think adding the voice acting will really add a layer to kind of like something extra that I would like to see for SMT. I'm a huge fan. I've been a fan for a while, and I just want the games to kind of like improve upon. But let me know in the comments below, what do you think about all this? Do you agree, disagree? Is there something that you don't agree with me? Let me know in the comments below, and let me know what you want on SMT5, especially when it comes to like, I want a trailer really bad, yeah, or I want a release date or any updates. That would be also pretty cool. Anyway, in the comments below, let me know what you think about all this, and if you're new, please consider liking and subscribing. And that's it for today. I'll see you guys next time.